The Virginia class is quieter and has a better sonar rig than its Russian opponent. In the world of submarine warfare, that's an unbeatable combination. It can move and detect in ways that would give away Severodvinsk. One thing to be said for Severodvinsk is that it is more capable of quickly responding to a sudden target opportunity via her supersonic Club ASW missiles. As for near-term prospects, the usability of the Virginia's sonar improves on a regular basis via software updates. Severodvinsk may not be able to update its sonar suite, and making the Russian submarines quieter may not be easily implemented. Overall, the edge has to be given to the Virginia class. The United States Navy's submarine force emerged from the Cold War as the undisputed masters of the undersea realm. The elite, all-nuclear submarine force watched as its Soviet submarine force rivals wrested away pierside, the newly founded Russian Federation unable to maintain them. This first appeared in 2016. After more than 20 years of American submarine supremacy, a new challenger has arisen from the deep. Slightly familiar and almost 2 decades in the making, it's an unusual challenge to U.S. naval superiority, but nevertheless one with a long, lethal pedigree. How does this new old upstart, Russia's Yasen-class submarine, compare with the new backbone of the U.S. submarine force, the Virginia class? The Yasen Ash Tree class of submarines was conceived as early as the mid-1980s by the Malakat Central Design Bureau, one of the Soviet Union's 3 main submarine bureaus. Construction of the first submarine, Severodvinsk, began in 1993 in Russia at the Deathmatch shipyards, but lack of funding delayed completion for more than a decade. Severodvinsk was finally launched in 2010, and commissioned into the fleet in 2013. The Yasen class measures 390 feet long and displaces 13,800 tons. It has a crew of just 90, far fewer than its American equivalents, suggesting a high level of automation is built into the submarine. In shape it resembles the earlier Kula class, but much longer behind the conning tower and a hump to accommodate vertical launch tubes. According to the authoritative combat fleets of the world, Severodvinsk has a OK-650 kpm 200 megawatt nuclear reactor, good for the life of the boat, which drives it to speeds of up to 16 knots surfaced and 31 knots submerged. Other reports peg it slightly faster, at 35 knots. It can run quiet underwater at 20 knots. Severodvinsk sensor suite consists of a Irtishan 4 sonar system, with a bow-mounted spherical sonar array, flank sonar arrays and a towed array for rearward detection. It has a MRK-50 Albatross, snoop pair, navigation, surface search radar and features a rim-hat electronic support, countermeasures measures suite. Armament for the submarines consists of 4 standard-diameter 5,333 mm torpedo tubes and 4 650 mm torpedo tubes. The torpedo tubes can accommodate homing torpedoes and 3 M54 Club missiles, which are available in both anti-ship, land attack and anti-submarine versions. For even more firepower, the Yasen boats are each equipped with 24 vertical launch missile tubes behind the conning tower, each capable of carrying P-800 Onyx ramjet-powered supersonic anti-ship missiles. The Virginia-class submarines were conceived as an affordable follow-on to the short-lived Seawolf class, which, although extremely capable, were also extremely expensive. In that sense, they have been highly successful, and Virginias are gradually becoming the mainstay of the U.S. Navy's submarine force. At 377 feet, the Virginias are only 13 feet shorter than the Yasen class, but displace only half as much water. They have crews of 113, and are powered by one General Electric SG-9 nuclear reactor, driving a propulsor, pump jet instead of a propeller. Speeds are reportedly 25 knots on the surface and 35 knots underwater, and the submarines are reportedly as quiet at 25 knots as the Los Angeles class is alongside the pier. Recommended. Imagine a U.S. Air Force that never built the B-52 bomber. Recommended. Russia's next big military sale, to Mexico. Recommended. Would China really invade Taiwan? Like its Russian counterpart, a Virginia's main sonar is a spherical, bow-mounted type. However, starting with the Block 3 series of submarines, the BQQ-10 sonar is replaced with the U-shaped large aperture bow sonar. Complementing them are arrays on the port and starboard flanks, also known as lightweight wide aperture arrays, comprising 2 banks of 3 fiber optic acoustic sensors. LWWAA is particularly attuned to detecting diesel-electric submarines. Rearward detection is covered by the TB-29A towed passive array. Finally, a high-frequency sonar array mounted on the sail and chin allows a Virginia to detect and avoid sea mines. The Virginia class has only 4 533mm torpedo tubes, capable of firing the Mk.48 Advanced Capability ADCAP heavyweight homing torpedo for use against surface ships and submarines, and the UGM-84 Sub-Harpoon anti-ship missile. Early versions of the class carried 12 Tomahawk land attack missiles in vertical launch tubes, replaced in Block 3 by 2-cylinder launchers carrying the same number of missiles. Block V Virginias will expand the number of launchers to carry up to 40 Tomahawks per submarine.